Rio Hondo Prep football is one of the best kept secrets in all of Southern California. As one of the smallest enrollments year in and year out, the Cares have won 15 CIF championships and have been one of the most successful programs throughout their history. Welcome to A Charge to Keep, the official podcast of Rio Hondo Prep football. And now, bringing you the latest news and content from his alma mater, a CIF champion in 2001 from the class of 2003. Here's your host, Matt Hersema.
What is up, Rio Hondo Prep football fans? Welcome back to the end of week 6 as Rio Hondo Prep has completed a victory up here in Northern California. I am recording with you here live from my hotel room in Sunnyvale, Northern California. The great victory over the Kings Academy Knights last night by Rio Hondo Prep, the 360-mile drive they made on Thursday with a great 24-0 win last night. And right off the bat, man, I have to applaud the Rio Hondo Prep faithful. I never had any doubt that we would get a great deal of fans up here to the game, despite the nearly 400-mile drive. It's just incredible to see the support wherever Rio Hondo Prep plays. And we know we have been on this for quite some time with, just promoting this game and trying to get people out there. Man, I would say we may have had more people here at the Kings Academy than we had at Torrance last week. So, man, you add a few hundred more miles to a drive and you get more fans. I guess that's the moral of the story. But last night, Rio Hondo Prep was victorious 24-0, and don't let that score, fool you or anything. It was a tough football game between the Cares and the Knights. Rio Hondo with 7 points in the first, the second, and the third quarter, and then a field goal there in the fourth quarter by Marco Chan. But it was a hard-fought game. Really, the game was never really settled. It was kind of like the Kings Academy kept coming a little bit, but the Rio Hondo defense really was the story of the night, if you will. They had 3 takeaways, 3 sacks, a fumble recovery, as well as a couple of interceptions, and they had a couple of 4th down stops as well. Just played phenomenal defense, and honestly, they left a few plays out there where they let the Knights quarterback scramble a little bit. They gave up a 3rd and 10 on a kind of a coverage breakdown too. So there were some plays that the Knights made against the Cares defense that kind of kept them moving the ball. But ultimately, it was the Cares defense that put a lock on the Kings Academy, and it pitched a shutout. So you can't ask for anything better than that. Like I mentioned, a few sacks from Elijah Gavia, 1 from Nathaniel Shine, interception from Tyler Dang, and Rain Pollock. Rain's 3rd interception of the season, by the way. So he's a guy who's always around the football and making big plays there. We also had a fumble recovery by Troy Seto on a big hit from Noah Peninari, who switched positions on defense, kind of played that hybrid strong safety linebacker that Nate Curtis usually plays. He was not dressed for this game, but it was Noah who came in with a huge hit, and then Troy Seto jumped on the fumble. That was early in the game, so that was awesome. Zack Burl, who will be on the show later today, the senior offensive and defensive lineman, he had a huge hit on kickoff coverage. I got to tell you, it was a big time collision there by Burl right in front of the Kings Academy bench, and it got the team excited and jacked up. We heard some woos from one side and some oohs on the other side, if you know what I mean. So a great overall performance. I thought the Cares came out their first drive really mixed in the run and the pass, a lot of play action, had some big plays from Elias Haar, and of course, Peninari running the ball, got in the end zone rather quickly. And then Nathaniel Shine, again, who I mentioned, had a sack. He had a 40-yard touchdown catch, playing the tight end position, filling in for Elias, who was covering for Nate. So a lot of juggling going on, but you wouldn't have it any other way here in week 6. And I've said this before, but I got to applaud the Kings Academy, an outstanding campus, an outstanding operation up here in Northern California, incredible hospitality. Their band is fantastic. They're just the security, the administration, everything was very well run, very welcoming to our Rio Hondo Prep faithful that made the trip and just a fun atmosphere, fun place to play. Our bleachers weren't very big, but they were in the shade for the sun setting there early in the game, and just a great feel. Love their atmosphere. I really do hope we get to continue this relationship with them in the years going forward. Because if I have to say, it kind of feels a lot like a combination of First Mount Zion Baptist Church in Dumfries, Virginia, and Templeton High School from back in the day when we played them a lot in the 80s. I know a long road trip, 3-4 hours up there. They, some hospitality there. They'd come down, and a lot of great games with them over the years. But if we can keep this thing going, maybe not every year or every other year as it would be a home and home, but maybe every 4 years or something. I think it would be fun for them to come south, us to go north. And the boys have really gotten their fill of the experience already. Just 2 days of the 4-day trip. Thursday night, hearing from current Cal Bear Ryan McCullough, who came over from Berkeley and spoke to the team, hung out with the guys. We documented that as best we could on our social media platforms, and it was great to hear from him. He's a big ACC football player now, and we're going to watch him tonight out in Berkeley as Cal takes on the number 7 ranked Miami Hurricanes. But he's just one of the guys, man. He's an incredible guy, amazing student, amazing young man of faith. It's somebody that carries himself as we want all cares to carry themselves. So he has made us very proud, and it was great for him to come down and talk to the boys. And then, wouldn't you know, the Carrots also got to hear from NFL Hall of Famer Ronnie Lott, who Coach Rocky Seto set up to have him come over and speak to the boys. So just a real treat Thursday as the boys came up, went to one class, I think, on Thursday, jumped in the bus, ate lunch halfway, came all the way up. The Kings Academy hosted them with the barbecue and little fellowship. So a rather special couple of days here, including the victory last night for our team. And it's a great day. It's a great time to be a Care, as you heard from Matt Hetty on the pregame show this week mentioned. It really is. And I just don't think there's a better high school experience out there. I know that other schools, they travel, they go maybe out of state games or something, but this is something really unique that Rio does, not just the away game, but the way in which they do it, the people they bring in, making a weekend of it, going to see McCulloch tonight at Berkeley. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys turned on College Game Day this morning, if you were up in time, but Berkeley was crazy already at 6 a.m. With the College Game Day ESPN show going. Watched a lot of that. Really cool to see. Actually, heard Ryan's name mentioned a time or two when they were breaking down video clips, and saw him doing some locker room celebrations. So it will be so much fun for the boys and all of us to get out and cheer him on tonight. We're proud of him, and we're proud of this football team. Great rebound win last night after the loss to Torrance. We were shorthanded a little bit, but overall, the guys played very, very well. Noah Peninari get the end zone. I mentioned Nathaniel Curtis, Caden Holcomb barreled through the night defense and got in the end zone also. And then Marco Chan, a field goal from 24 yards out. The PATs were perfect. So the boys are getting in and out burger from Mr. Clevenger, the snapper, holder, and kicker, I will say. So great job there, fellas. And overall, a pretty good team win. I got to hand it to the Knights. They played pretty good in the running game. They limited a lot of our stuff. We did still run for like 250 yards, but it took some work to get to that number. Peninari had like a quiet 104 yards rushing. We mentioned we didn't have Curtis, so Shine and Holcomb got a lot of carries. Elias Haar stepped in very nicely as well. So we spread the ball around like we do. And, when a team knows you're going to run and they kind of have really studied you up well, it's tough to do it. But the Rio Hondo offense, they stayed tried and true. They grinded it out and found a way to open up some holes and some running lanes for the running backs. So I applaud Kings Academy for their very well coached team, and unfortunately couldn't get on the scoreboard last night. And again, that's a tribute to the Cares defense and the defensive staff. We have Coach Carson on the podcast this morning as always, and then Zack Burl right after that. We're kind of up against it time wise, so we want to do this as quick as possible, but also just, to get these guys going. We also want to hear from them and give them their time to speak. We are on the road, so it's a little tough coordinating all this, but I thought we'd get them before they head off to Stanford this morning to go check out a lab over there and a little bit of the Stanford campus before coming back to their hotel and then heading out to the Berkeley game later this evening. So our fearless leader, HCMC, is all smiles this morning. He's joining us from his hotel there in the Embassy Suites. The boys are living well. Let me tell you, they're eating big meals. They're hearing from Hall of Famers and current ACC players, members of the alumni. They're going to Stanford. They're going to Cal. They're staying at the Embassy Suites. Man, life is so good. A great time to be a Care indeed, and happy for all of them and the many families we saw last night come up. The enthusiasm was fantastic, and just got to applaud all of you for that. Save some up, guys, because 2 weeks we got the Brentwood game, and I'll talk about that at the end of the show. But we got to get a big following out for the Brentwood game in 2 weeks after the bye week. So it's been fun up here in Northern California. Let's hear from head coach Mark Carson and then Zack Burl after that. Get them out of here and on the road, and then we'll try to get some content tonight from the Cal game, whether it's video clips of the game and Ryan, or maybe hopefully we get a photo or something with down by the railing or something. We're no promises, but we're going to try our best to get some content out for you guys here on the Charge to Keep podcast. All right, he is now 6-1 as the head coach of the Cares this season, and is in good spirits after the big win last night, and looking forward to go watch one of his former players play a big ACC matchup tonight in Ryan McCullough. Here he is. It's time to hear from HCMC head coach Mark Carson. All right, Coach Carson, good morning. It is the day after the 24-0 victory over the Kings Academy. We tried to do your intro music there, but didn't work out. We're having some technical issues here in the Silicon Valley of all places. What is going on? Our show is on the road. Hey, it happens. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, something with the signal. It's getting scrambled up here, up in the Silicon Valley. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, it's going good. Had a good morning. Great night last night after a great win. Obviously, we had a really fun time, and happy to be here this morning.
We'll try to get you out of here rather quickly, because I know you guys have a field trip, we'll say. I mean, going over to Cal for the big football game tonight, we know, but you're also making a trip to Stanford this morning with your football team. I'm sure the first thing they wanted to do after a big win, teenage boys Saturday morning, is going to school of all places. What's going on today?
Yeah, we're doing a tour of the cancer research lab over at Stanford, and the Curtis's. So it's Monty's brother's wife, Mr. Curtis's brother's wife, is the head cancer researcher at Stanford and one of the top in her field in all the world. And they've set that up. And so we're really looking forward to that. And gonna walk around campus afterwards. There's actually gonna be a game going on, but from what I understand, it's not too crazy. They don't draw very well right now. So it'll be a fun vibe though. And our guys will get to do that. And so I think it'll be good for them to get out. Then we can come back, relax a little bit before going out up to the Cal game.
It might be the first time in the history of Rio guys anyway, you go to a college campus while a football game is going on and you're not going through the football game. So a little odd, but it's Northern California. Heck, Mark, I'm drinking Starbucks coffee. We're in the Bay Area. There's a lot of weird things going on this morning. But we bring the show on the road, man. I'm in a hotel room in here. I'm in my bunker, but we're making the show work.
Impressive, yeah. It's impressive, yeah. And everything worked. Speaking of work, everything worked great last night. Really appreciate all the fans we had up here, and the show of support meant a lot to the guys.
I got to tell you, Mark, it was a great turnout by our Rio fans. I'd expect nothing less. 360-mile drive, no big deal. But the energy they brought, I mean, I think that was big time energy coming from the Shine family. They were chanting defense all night, the whole crowd, and your defense played a heck of a game. They really fueled off that fan energy.
Yeah, one of our probably best defensive performances in a while, and the fans definitely brought it, and guys can feel that when the fans are behind them. Shines especially, Nate Shine Sr. There's a lot of family up here. He grew up here, so that was fun for Nate to have a good game. He scored a touchdown and made some plays on defense too. So it was a fun night.
Yeah, we got to talk to Nate after the game, or Nathaniel, excuse me. I said, "Hey, Nathan or Nathaniel?" He's like, "Nathaniel," with a big smile. So he's got that very prestigious name, and he's just a great kid who talks really well. He was made for interviews. I remember interviewing him after the championship game with him knocking down the pass, and humble guy, hungry guy, but big time smile that I will say shines brightly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, some guys just do really well in front of the camera,
Yeah.
and you don't never know who it's going to be, but some guys do really well. They're made for it.
Well, Shine again had a great night. He was a guy that filled in for some spots for you. He played tight end because we saw Elias Har really move to I think it's the Z position or the kind of
Mm,
that fourth running
yeah.
back, a flanker type of position. Elias had a great night, but not nine. Elias Har's nine. Shine had a good night at tight end, and then also running the ball like he did, and then of course, had a sack on defense. So a really good night. And it's nice to see Shine go in there because I know there have been some hiccups here or there where on offense, but he was able to play multiple positions, which is never easy. But in Rio Hondo, you better be able to play multiple positions.
Yeah, and with Nate Curtis out, it was a challenge to figure out how to replace him. Nate, who's kind of the glue of our team on offense, really presents different problems for the defense, and does so many things. We had to replace him with a couple different guys, but Shine was a big part of the game plan, and we thought he did a great job doing that. And it was cool to see that he can um, fill in, and someone goes down that we're going to do a good job. Yeah.
What's interesting with the Rio program, Mark, is it's not just, hey, the next guy up. It's when someone's injured or they're out on a play to get a breather. It's not just, all right, this guy fills the spot. So many times it's, all right, he needs to fill his spot. Now we need another guy to fill another spot. It's juggling, right? If Shine goes to running back, all right, who's going to play tight end now? Like,
Yeah.
it's not just replacing one guy. When you replace one guy on a given play, you're probably doing two or three positions, honestly.
Yeah, the domino effect. We don't have like two backups at every position and just fill in. It's a lot of time the guy who might be starting somewhere else, and so that there's that aspect. And the same went from our O line last night, missing Jacob Gomez and filling in and juggling guys around. So that took a while to figure out. But always leave it to our great coaching staff to get it done. Randy, Dave, they figured it out. JT, and got it right on offense last night.
I thought the passing game was effective early. That first drive was very impressive. A good mix of run and pass. And I thought the passing game really shined brightest when it was involved play action. There was that early drag from Elias Har. You guys did a lot of that kind of tight four receivers set, almost like a double wing look. But you did a lot of that. And then Shine was just wide open on that touchdown pass. So we got to give a lot of credit to Randy Johnson there with some really good designs. That if you got guys that wide open, that's execution by the guys, but that's also drawn up very well.
Yeah, great scheme, great game plan, and yeah, the defense sees that and things run right away. Then all of a sudden, someone's slipping out and gets wide open. So, great scheme, great game plan on Randy's part, and then the guys executed it. So, our passing game, we're never going to go out and pass for 400 yards, but we got to keep teams honest and hit the big ones. That's the goal.
Absolutely, hit the big ones, and there's nothing wrong with incompletions, right? Because as what was it, Woody Hayes once said, there's three things that happen with the forward pass, and two of them are bad.
Right? Yeah, we'd rather have completions, but yeah, just not interceptions.
Exactly. Yeah. No free possessions there. And speaking of interceptions, you guys had a really good night. You always encourage +3. I think that's what we finished with. There was 3 interceptions. Right. Rain Pollock got his third of the season. Man, he's turned into a ball hawk, really. Tyler Dang had one. Noah Peninari had one as well, right before the half, I think.
That was Tyler's right before the half. Noah almost had one, and then Josh Curtis had one down on the goal line that they overruled. But the film, I think, shows that he caught it. So we should have had 3 interceptions plus the fumble recovery. It was an odd looking one. It was kind of bobbling and stuff, but yeah, caught it, kind of trapped it within his knees and body. So, but it's all good. Yeah. So we almost had 4. We ended up with 3.
And you don't miss things until you know they're gone. Until you know they're not there, kind of thing. There was a 4-man officiating crew last night instead of your typical 5-man crew. But we're happy to play on Friday nights despite the referee shortage. And so they probably figure, well, let's send 4 guys to the small schools teams that probably run the ball a lot. And yeah, it worked out in our favor a couple times. A couple times it didn't. I was pleased that I saw you fighting for us right before the half there. I thought you were saying the right things to the officials. There was some miscommunication by them, but ultimately they got it right. That was a weird, freaky play at the end of the half, and we kept the lead there 14-0.
Yeah, it's important that officials, especially if you're down a man, for them to communicate and get it right. So I appreciated them doing a good job, and they're very reasonable guys. So that worked out well. Yeah, and if that play goes another way and they get the ball inside the probably 10, 15, they might score. Then it's a different game, 14-7 going into halftime, which changes the whole outlook of the game.
And them getting the ball to start the second half. Right. Yeah, we're looking at a very different game. That's how quickly a game can swing on one play. Speaking of the officials, I talked to our sideline official there briefly, and Mark, he had such high praise for our ball guy, Isaiah, who's done a terrific job for the team. And I just want to give him a little shout out because the head linesman there went out of his way to tell me, hey, this guy's the best I've had all season.
Yeah, so great job, Isaiah. That's the sole reason we was able to come on this trip, because he's been doing such a good job, and he kind of earned that. So he did a great job, and he's a valuable piece of our team. And one of those things that you only hear his name yelled on the sideline if he's not doing a good job. So, but he's figured it out. He does a great job. So.
It takes so many pieces, Mark. I don't care if you're the ball guy, if you're the statistician, the podcaster, the holder on extra points, whatever it is. If you're going to do something real, we want to do things well. We want to do it, maybe not perfect, but strive for perfection, no matter what we're doing.
Right. Do the best you can. Yeah, that's what we ask.
Hey, Mark, you had a couple of outstanding guests show up to your team meeting on Thursday night, after, of course, the great barbecue and fellowship with the Kings Academy student athletes and coaches. You guys then went from there to your hotel and heard from Ryan McCullough, Cal sophomore, of course, who's playing tonight, and then NFL Hall of Famer, 4-time Super Bowl champion. I don't like those 49er guys, Mark, but he's probably the greatest strong safety in the history of football. So that what a treat for you guys, the food, the fellowship, and then the Hall of Famer and Ryan McCullough on Thursday. What a night.
Yeah, it's an incredible night. Kings, their hospitality was amazing, and the food was outstanding. And then, yeah, to hear from both Ronnie Lott and Ryan McCullough, have them present to our guys and really go deep, from a football's perspective. I think our guys really appreciated it. They may not fully grasp it all right now, but in years' time, and as they grow older, we'll probably look back and like, man, that was really cool. And so really thank Ryan for making the trip up and or trip down, I guess, from Berkeley. And Ronnie Lott, of course, Rocky, for setting that up, was just tremendous.
What was kind of the overall theme from Ronnie Lott? We'll get to Ryan in a second, but just Ronnie Lott, 65 years old, Hall of Famer, just talking to some high school football players. What did he have to say to your guys?
My biggest takeaway, which I had never heard before anyone say, was exhaust every moment. And that was just really about pushing yourself in preparation for games. He talked about film study and all that, and then pushing yourself in the game. And you go out to ball, and you're throwing everything you have into it. Encourage the guys, hey, I want to hear some whoop whoops tomorrow night, some big hits. And so I don't know if you heard some whoop whoops. We had that going on a little bit on the sideline. And yeah, he got intense too. Sometimes he was jovial and kind of joking, but brought it down to the visceral aspect of football and the intensity and the physicality and hitting aspect too. He talked about that, and so it was just awesome.
Scary dude, but looked like a nice man talking to you guys on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Wow. The problem is telling some of these kids like, hey, who this is, because they, don't remember watching him, and hopefully they looked up some highlights. Did you guys share any clips or anything of Ronnie Lott?
Yeah, we did. We did before we came up. We made sure we showed like a 4-minute highlight of Ronnie Lott and Marcus Allen talking about him and stuff like that. So it was good.
That's awesome. Now, Mr. Cal Berkeley, Mr. Ryan McCullough, Mr. ACC football player, just heard his name mentioned here on College Game Day. Watching that, saw a few clips of him, which was cool. Mark, let me just ask you this: you coached Ryan for 4 years. Is he still the Ryan McCullough, the kid from Rio Hondo, or is he Mr. Big Time now when he came out to talk to you guys?
No, he was so cool, so down to earth, so friendly with all the guys. He spent he had dinner with us and then spoke, heard Ronnie a lot, then he spoke, and then he spent another hour just hanging out, talking to the guys he knew best and the coaches and yeah, so down to earth, super nice, right, cordial guy, but was so gracious with his time. So we really appreciate it. And he just mentioned the Rio experience and how special it was and how you can't really replicate that, even in big time college football. And he goes, yeah, sometimes I'm sitting in at school and I flash back to, sitting in science class with my buddies and how fun that was. And all that. And then the love that he always felt from his teammates, classmates, teachers, staff, coaches at Rio. He just says that was something that, and he told the guys, he goes, it's unique to Rio and you might not get that anywhere else. So it was great. It was a great night.
Man, that's awesome. He's such a good kid, incredible athlete, great student. I mean, he really checks every box, man, as far as what you want in a young man. And I heard maybe it was you telling me that he kind of showed up at campus to meet you guys, and a few of the Kings Academy guys saw him and were like, "Whoa, we didn't see him on film. I hope he's not playing."
He walked into where we were eating, and I could see their eyebrows raised, like, "Oh shoot, who's this guy?" And then once we kind of explained it to the few people, the word got around. So that was kind of funny. Like, oh man, we got to deal with this guy too. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Looking guy. Yeah.
He really is. And then he puts the glasses on to look, oh yeah, it's like he's a monster though on the football field. Yeah, miss talking to him. We're gonna watch him tonight out at Berkeley, 7:30 kickoff. Number 7 ranked, 8 ranked team, undefeated Miami Hurricanes are coming to town. I just want to throw this out there, Mark, so we have a record of it. If Cal is able to take down the Hurricanes, the Berkeley Bear faithful will be storming that field. Have the boys been instructed to, hey, don't run out there, or have you said, hey, go right ahead, just make sure you're back at the bus on time?
We're going to tell them not to run out, but I don't know. We'll see. Because they run out. I don't know how we get them back, but we're definitely going to have to go over that. So, yeah.
Hey, big moment though. I could just imagine 30 guys sprinting for number 43 and just full on hugs.
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be we'll just play it. We're just gonna go for it. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta kick the ball off, see what happens. Well, hopefully we get some photos with Ryan or something. We can all meet him down at the field or the railing or something. We'll see what we can do tonight. But it'll be great to watch him play. Providence, man, you talked about that, having the game up here, having.
I know.
See Ryan. I mean, it just works out, and
I hope
awesome. We're to talk about the current team. We give a lot of love to Ryan too because he was such a special player for us, and it's a huge deal to have a Rio Hondo guy playing in the ACC, a big one of the Power 4 games, because this is really unprecedented, and hopefully maybe we'll have more guys down the road. But for now, man, Ryan's our guy. Let's go watch him tonight.
Yeah, when we talked to Ryan when he was a sophomore. Convinced him to stay at Rio because other schools were trying to get him. And one of the things was, hey, Ryan, you could be the start of something special and really set us on an upward trajectory. And he did that. And so, yeah, I kind of got emotional talking about it the other night to the guys. And we're just so happy for him. He's a great guy, great person, but really did a lot for our program. And he's gonna, that'll keep paying dividends, I think. And he's happy he stayed too, and we're happy it worked out for him. What the future football wise holds for him, who knows? But he's a pre-med guy at Cal, molecular biology major right now, so he's gonna leave there with a great degree and no doubt a great setup for the rest of his life. So couldn't be happier.
I gotta write those big words down. Pre-med microbiology. Is that what you said? His major is
molecular biology.
Excuse me, molecular biology. Yeah, we got ourselves quite a special guy there. That's unbelievable. I can't even
Yeah.
spell those words. But Mark, we'll get back to the game. All I know is if there's an interception or a fumble or sack, something from McCullough tonight, I guarantee there's going to be
Yep. You'll hear
the
the 100 of
loudest
us that are there. Yeah, I think there's gonna
100.
be about
It'll be the
100 real
loudest part of
people.
this.
Yeah.
He'll hear us. Those 100 of us cheered. So, yeah, it'll be fun tonight. Back to the game last night. Mark, I love notice some little things that maybe people don't see, and I just want to educate the fans on how solid our coaching staff is. There was a third down play where Tyler Dang, who had a nice game last night, he ran a go route, just a deep ball, sprinting 50 yards. Yannick, I think, just overthrew him. Not a bad miss. And so we're then going to turn around and punt, which we don't do often, but hey, we punted a few times. That's nothing wrong with that. You went out of your way. You told, I think, special teams coordinator, hey, let's get Tyler out. We need a gunner for Tyler. And it originally looked like, oh man, is he hurt or something? But no, you were doing Tyler's a gunner on the punt team. So you weren't going to have a guy run a sprint 50 yards, now jog back 50 yards, and then sprint down on the punt team and then be mad at him for missing a tackle or not having energy or something. So you're just staying ahead of the game there. Just those little things really that separates the real coaching staff.
Yeah, it's trying to get Tyler a blow there. Yeah, I think he even laid out and kind of dove and slid, and so Tyler's not going to ask to come out, and he's in great physical shape. But saw that and try to get get him to catch a blow because after the punt he's right back out on defense, and so yeah, that's something I'm doing when we're on offense, is kind of looking out for guys like that and getting them a quick breather if they need it.
Yeah, I love it. It's fun to see that with the coaching staff. Everyone's doing their part again, and just kind of how it blends together is spectacular. It's not Coach Carson just standing there doing nothing on offense. He's always working when Randy's working when we're on defense. So it's a really beautiful thing to be a part of and see it on the field. Mark, somebody we're gonna have on the podcast today had a great game last night. No big stat lines or anything because he's one of the guys in the trenches there. Zack Burl. Had some big time hits. Of course, what he does in the run game on the offensive line. You're senior, man. We had Zach on the show last year. Zack Burl just seems like man, it's just a Rio Hondo team guy and a guy that I know you're happy to have on your football team.
Yeah, Zach has been great. He was a starter for us last year on the championship team on that O-line. The big hits you mentioned last night. How many schools have their O-linemen on kickoff coverage? And Zach he had one of his big hits on kickoff. And yeah, he's one of our guys who rotates on the D-line. Coach Dave Drain, Coach AJ Corsini do a great job with him, O&D. And Zach's just, one of the silent warriors who's not going to make splashy necessarily plays, but his contribution is huge. And as a senior, he's really the glue of the O-line. He knows where everyone's supposed to go, knows what's supposed to happen. Because our plays, there are concepts that the guys got to work out in their head. And the blocking scheme is going to change week to week and sometime within the game. And you got to be able to communicate who you're blocking on each play. And Zach's kind of the brains behind the operation on the O-line. So great player, great young man, great family. And so nothing but love for Zack Burl.
We are happy he's on our team, man. He's athletic too. All your linemen are. Whether it's a power run game or pulling to get out to the perimeter. You mentioned kickoff coverage. I just love it. O-line on the kickoff coverage. Guys like him and Ivan Takaze take pride in that. Got to be the only O-lineman on kick return in America or kickoff coverage. Mark, we got to hurry to bring Zach on because you guys got to get to Stanford for the lab and then the game tonight. But if you could talk to Sunday, you guys are coming home. I know you're stopping for a church service or something like that, and kind of wrap up the weekend for us, if you will, after the Cal game and then tomorrow.
Yeah, really big day. Giving it big day today with the Stanford tour and then the Cal game. Going to get back to the hotel, I'm guessing, after midnight. And then we'll get out early tomorrow. And it's probably going to be more of a in-house chapel service. We'll figure something out and get on the road. Stop again in Kettleman City for lunch and then get home, ideally between 5:30 and 6.
And
Sunday.
It is perfect having the bye week after this long trip. I'm sure you'll get your work in this week, but a bye week, I think much needed. 7 games, a 6-1 record. Brentwood and Viewpoint, man. That's all that is guaranteed, and should be a lot of fun in a couple weeks. Bringing on the Brentwood Eagles to Care Park in Irwindale.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Viewpoint and Brentwood both at home. Viewpoint, I believe, is homecoming. And for us, we had kind of three segments of our season: the Saturday trifecta, Road Warriors. Now we're in the last third, which for us is playoff mode, because if we want to keep playing, we got to keep winning. And so that's really what we're in, playoff mode again after our bye week and science camp.
Science camp, that's right. Headed up to to see the Miracle on the Mountain there in Wrightwood and everything. So a lot of good stuff.
Well, yeah,
Has that changed?
We're not going to Mount Care. Yeah, we weren't allowed to get up there yet. We're going to Forest Home. Some of our parents, the Perrys, worked out. They're on the board there at Forest Home, which is a beautiful camp, I think, out in Beaumont. And we're going there instead. So it'll be something different. And we're looking forward to that. But still time of relaxation and really healing up for the second half of the season.
It never ceases to amaze me how many of the connections. Who knows who? Oh, and this guy knows this guy. You know, it just whether it's an NFL Hall of Famer or a science camp, a relocation. I mean, man, Rio's in great hands. Great time to be a Care, as Matt Hetty said on the pregame show.
Oh yeah, that was great too. Love hearing from Matt. Yeah.
Oh man,
absolutely
good
right.
stuff. Good seeing him at the games. Well, Mark, I'll let you go. I got to get to Zach so we can get him on the bus or on time for the Stanford trip. It's been fun. I'll see you tonight. And we'll see you on the field in a couple of weeks, man. 6-1.
Thanks, brother. See you.
You got it. Always a pleasure catching up with Coach Carson, especially here on the road in Sunnyvale, California, right around the San Jose area. This trip has truly been a blast so far. It's flying by, really, but the boys just you can't get any other experience like this. With the hospitality, the long trip up Thursday, the conversations, the meetings, the speeches they heard from the guys we already mentioned, and just being with their buddies, being with your friends, and it's just truly a remarkable experience. It's a pleasure and an honor to document this. Again, got to give credit to the Kings Academy last night and their facility. Really like that first class operation. The band was spectacular. Everyone was so kind and nice, and it was just again, it reminded me a lot of Rio Hondo North, if you will, and they have a lot more students than we do, about 1,000 students. Grades 7 through 12. But I personally hope this is a relationship we can continue. If it's not every year, every other year, maybe every couple years, we do this home and home thing, because it was an honor to have them last year, and really fun to come up here. Great area, great atmosphere. Just a fun experience for the guys. We just so happened to have a Cal football player to go to the game there. But all in all, I think a good experience for these guys to travel, to stay in a hotel, of course, feel a little big time, but also just to kind of a good treat, really, in the middle of a season, because after this, as Coach Carson mentioned, it's go time. It's basically playoff mode, if you will. You got to beat Brentwood. You got to beat Viewpoint just to get in the playoffs, even though we are 6-1. You can't leave anything to chance. And I know everyone's chomping at the bit because Brentwood has beat us pretty significantly the past 2 years, and it's time to turn that around, hopefully, and start a new winning streak into the postseason if we're fortunate enough to get there. So again, the bye week is much needed here in week 7, but from here on out, it's going to be go time. Get healthy, play hard, finish strong, and we hope that we have this thing going for many more weeks, other than just the few games we have remaining on the schedule. So it's up to the boys, up to the coaches. I have faith in them. I know they will get the job done. Speaking of the boys, we now have a senior coming on the podcast, a senior offensive and defensive lineman, Zack Burl, kind of the silent assassin out there, although a big hit or two he had last night, especially in special teams, was not silent by any means. Burl is his family, the B team, the Burl squad, the B team, as they call themselves. They were out in full force watching Zach, who's now a senior and has contributed greatly to this team, starting offensive lineman last year for the championship team, and just has really grown as a young man and as a football player. It's been fun to watch him excel, as well as so many of these guys on this team. But Zach is someone who's special, who will get the job done, who works really hard, and just an ultimate team guy from the conversations I've heard about him from various coaches and again his teammates and things too. So without any more delay, let's get to him, get him on the bus so we can get over to Stanford. Senior offensive and defensive lineman Zack Burl. All right, as promised, we are now joined by senior offensive and defensive lineman Zack Burl, who had himself a heck of a game last night in the trenches. Zack, man, how you feeling after the big win last night? You're in a hotel room, living life on the road for Rio Hondo, man. Life can't get much better than that. You and the teammates feeling pretty big time right now?
Yeah, we're feeling pretty good. I'm a little sore though, so.
Hey, man, if you're not feeling sore after a Friday night football game, you didn't do it right. I got to tell you, I know somebody's pretty sore out there, Zack, and that's the Kings Academy as well. You play O-line, you're smashing heads every play. But, man, you had a pretty big hit last night, I want to say, on the kick return. Do you remember that play, or was it you and a couple guys? It was a big collision over there on the Kings Academy sideline.
I think I remember it. I think one guy held him up, and then I just came in and took him off his feet.
Boom, boom, big hit. That had a big B boom, or what, however you want to phrase it there. Your family traveled up. You had a lot of following, right, with the Burl family. Everyone came up for the road trip.
Yeah, I had 2 uncles and aunts come over. Basically my whole family came up.
Oh, okay. Where did they come? Was this a little local game for them or no?
They're like same place around Fontana.
Oh, okay.
And Upland, places like that.
So you're a guy. You commute from Fontana every day. You're used to road trips every day, really. But man, how about this game, traveling up to the Bay Area to play a football game? Pretty cool, right? Getting out of school a couple days too doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I'll take a couple days out of school. It was pretty fun.
Hey, the game last night, Zack, 24-0, lower scoring, but physical game, right? The Kings Academy, they played you guys tough, especially in the run game, and you being the O-lineman and your buddies, it took some time, but it was a little tougher maybe than some other opponents for you to open up some holes. You ultimately did, but just talk about the challenge of Kings Academy and kind of not taking it to you because you guys took it to them, but what it was like going up against a tough opponent last night.
That was it was like pretty hard because their defensive line was actually pretty good. Like number 61, he was making plays, so I was doing my best to make holes, get him out of there. It was a little hard for everyone because I think at the beginning we weren't doing our job well. We were not executing, but as the game went on, we did pretty well. Like getting better at it.
Yeah, you guys made some adjustments, it seemed like. And I know Dave Drain is the O-line coach, but does he at times expect you guys to kind of work together and figure out who to block when the defense is maybe throwing things at you?
Yeah, we're supposed to. And then, like I said in the beginning, we weren't really talking to each other. We were just so we got better at it.
Communication is key with the O-lineman there. I know you and Gavia, Gomez is injured now, but Takash, you guys seem to really work together. The O-line unit itself is really last year was spectacular in the playoffs, and you guys take pride really in being kind of the heartbeat of this team.
Yeah, I like everyone says like without our O-line, like it would be like a different game.
Absolutely, man.
Amazing.
There's no Noah, no Nate, no Caden without you guys, and they run spectacularly, of course. But it's the big guys up front, and I noticed, Zack, with you're not just good at kind of that power football, going to get linebackers. You seem a lot quicker, man, busting out on when you're pulling around the end on sweeps and things. You kind of like that, getting out in space and kind of leading the running backs out around the end.
Yeah, I'd say that's my favorite part of the blocking, running out to like the corner or getting an outside linebacker on like the power plays.
What is the feeling within the offensive line when you see Noah Pennaneri break a long one and get in the end zone, or Caden smash through everyone, or Nate Curtis again getting loose, or Nathaniel Shine busting through between the tackles? What's it like for you guys when you see your buddies get in the end zone? You guys feel like you guys are scoring those touchdowns almost?
Yeah, it's I feel like a lot of pride in it because like we want them to score. We just want to. I don't know, just just bring it to them, I guess. We just feel good about it.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. You guys really set the table, and Kings Academy, like I said, they were tough up front, but we found a way to get those 3 touchdowns and a field goal last night. So talk to me, Zach, about the trip so far. Thursday night, how cool was that? Not only an NFL Hall of Famer talking to you guys, but Ryan McCullough, former Rio Hondo Care. Talk to me about listening to those guys.
Talk about Ryan first. Ryan is like saying like we have to bring like a different personality. That I was trying to do that. Like I was trying to not be soft and like put my body on the line. So that was fun listening to Ryan. And then Johnny Watt, what a cool guy. Great.
Ronnie Lott, great guy. That's a living legend. That's probably the greatest strong safety to ever play professional football. So, I'm jealous I didn't get to hear those guys. You were a sophomore when Ryan was a senior, so you saw what he did. You saw what a great player he was. You experienced it all with him in that great team a couple years ago. Man, what's it like seeing one of your former teammates now? Man, that's Ryan. He's playing big time college football. You see him on TV, and we're gonna get to go see him tonight at the game.
Yeah, it just feels, I don't know, it just feels great. It's just like, because I don't think, we've only had 2 people make it to college football. So I'm just glad that I played with someone that actually made it there.
Yeah, the D1 level specifically. But Ryan, from what I hear, and we know this about him, he didn't just talk to you guys. He's just, even though he's a big time college player, he's just one of you guys. And he just super friendly and just chatted with you guys. And man, he's always a real Hondo Care, and it sounds like you guys had a fun time just talking with him afterwards about just life and football and whatever.
Yeah, he has like a group of friends like Noah and Nate. They're pretty close to him. It's just like he's basically one of us.
Mm-hmm.
So like nothing really changed over the last 2 years.
Well, and as a defensive lineman yourself, it's going to be, I'm sure, fun for you guys to go watch him tonight and cheer him on. And man, we're hoping he gets a sack or something, because I know all 100 of us or however many fans we have will probably be losing our minds for Ryan and I, right?
Yeah, we will. It'll be pretty loud. We're gonna paint something on our chest, maybe. Not sure about that one yet.
Oh, what we got we got something in the works for like what trying to get on cameras
now.
Okay, well,
we might do it.
We'll keep that on the down low. We won't spoil anything. We'll try to document that tonight. Zach, if you could, what are some hobbies that you like to do? Just getting to learn about you, either hobbies or favorite food, or just something that's kind of non-football related that maybe people would like to know about you.
I like swimming, reading books, video games. I don't know. Just I don't know, just like hanging out with friends, just like with anything basically. I'm
standard
happy
stuff. What type of books do you like to read?
I don't know, like fantasy, I guess. That's
okay.
What books I read.
Very nice. What about school at Rio Hondo Prep? It just started a few weeks ago, and you're a senior now. I mean, I'm sure it's crazy how time flies by. Do you have any favorite classes or teachers or things like that?
I would say it's between history and literature.
Nice. Can't go wrong there. Those are 2 fun ones. Who teaches those classes?
History, Mr. Chang. He's super fun. Literature, Mr. Horton. He brings it's like one of the way he teaches his class. It's like a different, like I've never had someone teach a class like that. So it's like new and fun.
I think we all remember Mr. Horton's literature class for sure. He brings energy. He's got some humor to him too. And Mr. Chang sounds like a lot of fun in class as well. A lot of guys have talked about him and that. So that's cool. That is cool. That it's fun to go to school and enjoy yourself a little bit. What about Zach? You're a senior now. I mean, it's hard to think about it, I'm sure, but in a few months you'll be graduating. Have you had any thoughts about what life's like after high school or maybe college?
Not sure where I'm planning to go to college, but I feel like I want to do something in like the police department or something like that. Okay. See how it goes around there. That's like the general idea. Not sure like what like area of I want to do yet.
Hey, that's great, man. Don't worry about it. You got time. I know you got a good head on your shoulders, and you're gonna land exactly where you should. You got a great family there, the Burl family, the B team, right? As your mom calls you guys, the squad last night with the big fan base. That's awesome, man. Hey, I forgot to mention this. The inaugural was last week. Talk to me about how was that? I know Nate Curtis was sworn in as the new Academy president. How was the inaugural last week?
It was super fun. We went, me and Alyssa and a couple other people. We went to an escape room. We went to Ripley's. That was pretty fun. I don't know, just like seemed like just a group of friends hanging out. Just a good time.
Yeah, out in so it was out in Hollywood, right?
Yeah,
Okay, very nice. What'd you go with wardrobe wise? You go was it just suit, no tuxedos, right? It was just suits.
I just wore like a suit, tie, and then
Yeah.
I
Any
just
special color? Any special color combo or anything, or just kind of standard black?
standard. I was
Yeah.
I was probably gonna do pink, but then like we changed it last second. So
Well, Zach, you guys are headed to Stanford actually in a matter of minutes. You're going to go to a laboratory or something there on campus and then come back, relax, and then a football game tonight. Kind of a fun, busy Saturday for you. Are you looking forward to going to Stanford, checking that out?
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what they're up to with like the cancer department, see what they're working with. 'Cause that
Man,
would be cool.
Real Hondo, man, you sure get quite an experience here. Do you guys all appreciate that? Do you guys understand that you guys are doing things maybe that other kids don't get to do around California, maybe even the country?
Yeah, I know like we say it a lot, like we have to appreciate it, but I don't think we like appreciate it enough. Like we don't like understand like I don't know, like other kids aren't as lucky as us, I
Mm,
guess.
well,
But
that's
I'm
well.
very thankful to be at Rio.
Amen, Miller. Amen. Well, appreciate your time there. As we wrap it up, Zach, if you could talk to me about what it's meant to you to play Rio Hondo football, what Rio Hondo Prep football means to you and your family. I mean, 3 years you played, now you're a senior. I know it's gone fast, but what makes Rio Hondo special to you and why you enjoy playing for the Cares so much?
I don't know, it's just like the group of like the guys, like we're all tightly connected, like brotherhood. And then I'm trying to like be tough out there, like learning how to be tough. I'm like one of our sayings, BTD, brotherhood, toughness, discipline. It taught me how to be disciplined. So like, I don't know, making it through stuff on time or just like, yeah. Um, I mean, I've been doing football since first grade, so it's a long time.
Long time. You played, yeah, with the Curtis boys, right, for
Yeah.
quite a bit of time as well.
Wildcats, yeah.
Wildcats as youngsters. I love that picture of you guys as young Care Youth League guys, and then as you guys are going to inaugural or something as juniors last year. That's pretty cool photo. You guys, you guys still pretty close, the Curtis
Yeah,
boys.
we're still pretty close.
I
One
love
of
it,
my
man.
best group of friends.
Yeah,
Longest
and
group. Yeah.
longest group, and just being with your friends is kind of what it's all about. What you guys are doing, like that, like this weekend, for instance.
Yeah. You know,
And finally, Zach, you were a care kid once, as you just mentioned. When we play at Rio, you're playing for everyone in the stands, the families, the alumni, but you also playing for those little guys. Those you guys see those little care youth league kids come to the games and watch you like you guys used to watch Rio Hondo guys.
yeah. Usually on the home games though. So
Hmm.
it's fun
Yeah,
seeing them around. Like we watch them play and they watch us play. It's a pretty cool feeling. I don't even know how to say it.
gotta love it. Well, Zach, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for doing this on such short notice. Keep working hard, man, in those trenches. You're a fun guy to watch. You're hungry, you're humble, and someone that I am very grateful that we have on our side because you're a great example of so many of the young men we have on this football team. Keep being a leader, keep being strong, and yeah, let's go, man. Beat Brentwood in a couple weeks, and then hopefully some more games after that. What do you think?
Hopefully, I want to keep playing football as long as possible.
Oh,
Hopefully, like,
love it.
yeah.
Let's let's go. Thank you, Zack Burl, for coming on the show. Enjoy Stanford and Cal this evening. We'll see you at the game.
All right. See ya.
Thanks again, Zack Burl, for coming on the podcast in a rather timely manner there. I know he wanted to sleep in, but also get some good breakfast there and then have enough time to jump on the bus. So we appreciate him working quick for us there and kind of rapid fire questions and things. But man, it's not about counting the time; it's making the time count. And so Zack Burl being efficient there, just like his blocking game. And I got to tell you that hit he had on that kickoff return or kickoff coverage, I'll say, was outstanding. Huge collision right in front of the Kings Academy bench, and it was kind of that when you get that one side goes woo and the other side goes ooh. So it was a big time collision, and there was a few of those last night, as I mentioned. Both teams brought the physicality. I got to applaud the Kings Academy for, again, their program, the way they carried themselves, how they play the football game. I know they're 1-4 now, but I truly believe they're going to win some games this season, and wish them nothing but the best. Now that we have officially played them, and 2 years in a row, two relatively close games, 29-13 last year, 24-0 this year. So a great all-around performance by the Rio Hondo defense. It wasn't really a bend don't break atmosphere. It was more of an attack, get the ball, just vicious, relentless pressure, really. And they left some plays out there even, which is really scary to think about. But Kings Academy, nothing but respect. This trip has been phenomenal. Coming up here to the Bay Area, seeing friends from Oregon, Northern California, Cal Berkeley game tonight. Just the speakers from last night, Ryan McCullough coming over, Ronnie Lott, seeing these guys live like kings really in the hotel, Embassy Suites. They're hanging out, 3 guys to a room. I mean, I can't think of anything better. Get those omelets at 10 a.m. and omelet station and just having a good time is what it's all about. And man, again, I'll say it all the time. There is no better high school experience than the Rio Hondo Prep football experience. I truly believe that. If there's a better one out there, well, we're competing for the podium, for the medal stand, if you will. So going to be a fun game tonight, going to the Cal game. I can't wait for that. We're going to get this out to the masses here well before noon, which I'm happy about. So for those of you headed back home already on the long drive, drive safely, take your time, enjoy the podcast here. If you haven't listened to this week's pregame show or various episodes in the past, by all means, go on, check them out. Give a listen, and it will be an honor to be with you on the drive south back to Southern California. Bye week for the Cares next week. We will not have any shows pregame wise. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to put together some interviews for recordings for the last few weeks of the season, so that we can finish strong and be prepared to have different pregame guests on and things. So that's the plan going forward. Again, no shows this next week, no pregame show, obviously no postgame show because there is no game. So let's all rest up, all of us, give us a chance to come back strong the following Wednesday to have a pregame show before the Brentwood Eagles come to Care Park in Irwindale. And I'm telling you right now, everybody, I'm impressed with the turnout we had up here in Northern California, but I have got to see every man, woman, and child at this game with the Brentwood Eagles in a couple of weeks. I'm going to start calling out names individually. If I need to, I'll do it. Fred Monteblanco, where you at? Where you at, bro? Come on. Class of 05. Let's get you out to a game. Some of you other guys, I don't know what you're waiting for. Come on out. Care Park and Irwindale. It's not homecoming. That is the following week, but this is the biggest game of the year. And I know we had Torrance circled, Kings Academy circled. It's fun beating Poly, but it's Brentwood, really, for, if you think about it, a playoff spot, a guaranteed playoff spot, likely for the winner of this game. So you got 2 weeks to get ready. That's my challenge to all you, the alumni out there. Get to Irwindale, Care Park, Irwindale. Don't miss this game in 2 weeks. The bye this Friday, or this week, I should say, and then the game next week at, October 18th, Care Park. Be there, or you're getting your RHP alumni card revoked. Let's go, everybody. Let's start to get in playoff mode because, really, this is the playoffs now going forward. It's kind of win or go home, if you will, in a sense. So come on, guys. Let's start warming up. Let's get the engines going after the week and a half or 2 weeks of rest. But after that, it's time to get out to all these games. And I know I don't have to tell some of you fans. Some of you fans are amazing. You drive to the moon and back for Rio Hondo Prep, 360 miles up here. And let's spread the word. Let's tell some friends, some family. Let's get them out to the final remaining games because there are no guarantees. We're hoping it's a few more after this, but let's go. It's Brentwood time. We've waited, what has it been? 700, almost 1,000 days probably since we've beaten Brentwood. It's time to make it happen here in 2024. Can't wait. But everyone, enjoy the bye week. It has been an honor and a privilege bringing you the show from Northern California. Thank you for all the likes and comments on our social media platforms. Really fun bringing the game to you guys for those that can't make the trip, and just want to continue to do that. So if I see more and more people liking things and following, I'm going to continue to post as much as I can. There'll be plenty of content tonight at Cal Berkeley, I'm assuming, There should be lots of good videos and hopefully some pictures with Ryan McCullough or something like that. We'll see what we can do. But until then, guys, RHB football 6-1, strong performance against the Kings Academy here in week 6. We will see you in week 8. Enjoy the bye in week 7. And as always, guys, your friendly reminder, Rio Hondo Prep football, humble in victory and gracious in defeat, because we always have a charge to keep.
A charge to keep I have, a God to glorify, a never-dying soul to save, and fit it for the sky. Arm me with jealous care, as in thy sight to live, and O thy servant, Lord, prepare a strict account to give.